Y'all charge to do our show. Do I charge?
3, 2. Hey guys, what's going on? Y'all already know we had to take a quick break, but we are back with the shade from Wags Atlanta. Man, we ain't here walking it like we talk it. Just listen. Later on, we're going to see if Nashay can actually walk it how she talked it on Wags Atlanta. But speaking of the show, you know, we were talking about your castmates and a few things that they had going on, their personalities jumping out across camera, your love for Andre. We was talking about everything. Yeah. But I want to ask you a question. How did you feel about Keisha putting those cameras into her man's house?
I think it was hilarious.
You thought
I think they go tat for tat with each other. I think they enjoy that whole dynamic of the like craziness that they put each other through. I think it's all in fun. They really do love each other.
So Rainy, you pull up at your house and your man has a camera in your house that you didn't know about. How you feeling?
Well, then again, what's the dynamic of me and my man's relationship? Because
they have a baby.
It's just
and if you're really together,
if you're really together,
comedic. It's a joke. You know I'm not cheating on you. That's
exactly
like the funny part.
You got to think about the people who like prank their spouses. Like you'll see a prank and you like, I would break up with you, I would kill you, or this is that and the third. But if they joke with each other like that, that's how they get along. So of course, if I walk in the house and I get slapped with a pie, and I don't play with you like that, I'm going to be livid. But if I know that's our dynamic and, oh, you got me this time, I can't wait to get you back, I'm laughing it off.
Yeah.
So, if she say that's the dynamic, that's the dynamic.
I think that's
the dynamic.
I said
well, in other words,
if
I find a camera and I'm like, we got to talk. Like, what's the point of the camera? Because I'm a strong believer you act a certain way because you're trying to cover your own footsteps. So, i.e., like, if you're accusing me of cheating and I know I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm like, so what are you doing? You know, like, why do you have such a guilty conscience?
Jump out. Like, so
but
why
a lot of women that are hurt and the past hurts, they come out in different ways. And I always tell people, you can't tell people how to fight. When people are fighting, they're fighting for what they love, they're fighting for what they want. You can't control exactly how it's going to come out. Now, I can apologize afterward for my actions because everything has a consequence. But don't like judge me or feel like I'm different from you because I've reacted in this way. That's what I did when I felt like I was hurt. I had to put cameras in his house. He cheated on her. So in her response, don't cheat on me again. Let me be funny with it and slide a camera in the outlet to figure out when it is you're walking in and out of here, and if you know what you're saying you're doing is actually what you're doing. So it just depends on the dynamic of the relationship. That's all.
So I was proud of you. Well, I was surprised at you the night of the pajama party. When you held out for so long, you held out until the end of the night when everybody went to sleep. You held that thing in. I was so...
It was burning.
She was boiling. I could tell. I was just... You know how you got some... Like, I can't even have no fun.
I was surprised that I was even invited to come. Because I'm like, after you make a comment like that to somebody, you know, first of all, you know it's going to get back. That's why you said it to the person you said it to. Because you know they're going to tell me. And then I get an invitation. Come by and do this and do this. Okay, cool. So a lot, TV is TV too. So everybody had to be sort of a finale. We all had to be in the same room at the same time for whatever the explosion was going to be. It just so happened to be that. So, you know what, that's fine. I waited until all the other scenes had to take place, and then I had to say what I had to say. They cut a lot out. We probably argued for about 45, maybe 35, 45 minutes, but... I'm glad it came. I said what I had to say, and that's all I ever try to do is get my point across. And if you understand it, you understand it. If you don't, then I'm sorry.
Then come to find out, you guys actually had a lot in common.
I knew we had a lot in common. I know we have a lot in common. Again, we're very similar women with our lifestyles, and we both own businesses. We both have families. We have husbands. We have moms who are super involved. I have a sister. She has a sister. My sister lives in Jacksonville. Her sister lives here. But, we have the same kind of age difference in our dynamic. I don't think, though, that Kiera is like me personally at all. She's a very great person. She's sweet, but we're not the same. I don't think we actually will be, like, friends and have an actual relationship, only because we differ so much. Me and Kaylin are better friends, I think, than anybody else on the entire cast. Me and Hope are better friends than anybody else on the entire cast.
Where was Hope? She got a little lost in the sauce towards the end of the season.
You know what? It was 9 girls. It's extremely difficult to tell stories for 9 different women in a certain amount of time to keep, millions of people's attention. So I think at the end of the day, they went with the stories that they felt were most compelling or that had the most to go on, and she filmed the entire season. So, you just never know how it's going to come out. Right. But she was there the whole way.
So going back to Kiara, not to stir the pot or anything, but do you think
there's no pot to stir because I don't talk to her at all.
Well, do you feel like, just listening to it and the comments she made about New York Fashion Week, do you feel like there's a little jealousy or envy or anything there?
Probably in that moment, yeah. In that moment, absolutely. That's why I said everything that I said to her was in a response to somebody who was coming from a jealous and envious place. Now, I don't ever attack anybody unless I feel like, not just feel attacked, but I feel like it's worth it. Like, unless I feel like you have personally said something that I need to speak out on. Kiara did that. Because she said things the whole entire season. I just was like, girl, okay. She was the reason Keisha and I started arguing in the first place. So, girl, okay. I ain't say nothing to her about that. That's fine. But in this moment, when you attack me about something like this, I just was like, girl.
Right.
I'm not the one. I did, because I'm really not the one you want to fight with and argue with. If I really get mad, it probably wouldn't have been Wags no more. It would have been more like Love and Hip Hop, and that's that was not the show that we were. Yeah, no, I'm not. I never even got to the point where I was that mad the entire season. I wasn't gonna let myself just get that mad, because it's not that. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Who cares what she thinks?
So. Who you said that Caitlyn was probably like your most homegirl.
Yeah.
Who was your please keep her all the way down there?
I bet most people would feel that way about me, but I didn't feel that way about anybody else. They had their own opinions about me. I cannot be in the room with one particular person. I don't have a affliction with anybody personally. I can sit in the room with my enemy if I feel like it.
So we like to put people in scenarios, and you throw that cast member's name of who best fits.
Okay.
So
I love games.
So we all gonna go. Okay, I'll start first. Who is the person that you can see you and your husband double dating with the most?
Kaylin and JJ.
Next.
Who is the person that you and your husband I like to kill people off, not in a bad way, but if you and your husband had to how to get away with a murder to a couple, who would it be?
To murder a couple?
I mean, you don't get away with it.
She said I'm a Christian.
Away with it. Who would I murder? Can we come back to that? Murder?
I'm gonna go a little more girly because let's have a pamper date. We're gonna go shopping, manicure, pedicure.
But that's still like a double date.
I take Hope.
Okay. See that now you can go back to killing the folks.
Well, you gotta think about it. It's not to say that you would legitly murder them, but if someone's at the bottom of the pyramid, if you were on a clip,
I like the least.
Yeah,
because it's not like
who drew the short end of the stick.
I say Kiara.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't get along the most.
Yeah.
Where do you sincerely stand?
I have not talked to Sincerely in months, so you have to ask her. I don't know.
I know that she's been on a couple of shows. What is? I just feel like she's like a B cast member. Like, what is her? Like her motive?
Why do people keep from
show to show. Yeah, what's your niche?
Is a very stunning woman. When you
she's beautiful. I've seen her. She's
one
beautiful.
Of the most prettiest and most gorgeous women I've ever met in my life. Just strikingly very pretty. I think her story, her true story, is very compelling. I think people want to see her true story. I think when the cameras start to show up, she does not want that true story.
Right, because I was just I felt like she kept getting lost in the sauce as the season kept going. I'm like, where is Sincerely? She's not filming no more.
No, well, I also think she has made up in her mind since that she's done this before. It's very difficult to kind of tell her what to do or when to do, essentially, and that's not what reality TV is really about. You kind of have to show up and then be yourself when you get there. And if you're showing up and also putting up a front, then it's like
we don't need it.
No, it's not that we don't need it. It's just it's boring to watch. Essentially, nobody really wants to see you pretend. So I think that's what it was. I think she's very self-aware, and I think she's just very protective of herself.
I do have another question. You were very in your shoes and you were not moving when you was giving Telly advice on you don't put no ultimatum on no man, Did you catch a lot of slack for that?
I caught more slack for the fact that I said people don't get pregnant on accident than I did for what I said to Telly. Because what I said to Telly was the truth. Everything that I said was the truth. In my mind, I'm just...
And there's a lot of contraceptives out there to get pregnant on accident.
Because that's what she was just like in 2018.
You don't get pregnant by accident.
Did you catch slack behind your comment to Keisha behind that?
Yeah, that was the worst. That was either they agreed with me. It was like 50-50. People were either Team Keisha or Team Nashay. So I mean, it's reality TV. You live with that. I'm fine with that.
So just to step away from the reality TV side and get a little bit more personal. On the fun side, with you and your husband, what's your guys' favorite pastime?
Oh, do we have a pastime?
They got businesses.
Well, you guys do a lot together, and I know
and that's his company. We probably need to do a better job of getting a sitter and like actually getting out and having me and Andre time, because we don't do that. I think we neglect that because we work so hard. He's very intense. He played football for 9 years in the NFL. It takes a very disciplined and hard-working man to like deal with the politics of being in the NFL as well as performing on the field every Sunday and every day in practice the way that he did. And I think for a long time he has like been this overhead person, it's always been, I'm Andre's wife, and now our dynamic is different. People are asking him like, oh, aren't you Nashay's husband? And so now I think it's up to us. I know it's fun. Yeah. He loves it. He always says, you could be the Batman and I'll be the Robin. I think that's so sweet. But
I love them.
I know, he's amazing. But I think it's up to us to really figure out what it is, because I don't know. We love everything that we do together. We love. So I enjoy going to our office.
Just him.
Yeah. I just love being around him. I do. We have such fun together when we do nothing, but we go to the movies together. I want to get him to come ice skating with me one time because he's never done it. Now he can because he's not playing football no more.
Don't have to worry about injuries.
I don't know. You know what? We really need to. We never took a honeymoon. So I know we really need to like travel together. I didn't even have time.
Yeah.
We just didn't have the time. I think we put ourselves in the background a lot more than he would like to admit, a lot more than I would like to admit, and I think you have to do that essentially. We have 5 businesses now. It's like crazy to say, but that's hard. It's hard to do that with also being intimate and fun with each other. It's just we work together, but we have a family life. So luckily, I'm grateful enough and I'm blessed enough that we have fun throughout the whole day, no matter what it is we're doing.
So when was the last UF homecoming you guys attended?
I have never been to a UF homecoming.
Like ever? What do you mean? Not even in school?
No, when we were, so this is the thing about UF. It's a small circle of black students at UF. We even have a black UF alumni.
Right.
Which I'm sad to say I'm not all the way involved in like I want to be, but I will. Hey, UF alumni, I'm coming. But we have our own like student union homecoming, so I've participated and modeled in shows and stuff for that, but I've never been. I went to a homecoming game, but that was it. I've never been to like the activities and the homecoming, like queen and crowning and the parade. I've never been to any of that.
Yeah, it's crazy because I don't know if you guys know or not, but at most PWI schools, it's literally 2 separate sides. You know how you'll see a Miss America and Miss Black America? It's the same thing at a PWI. And like you don't know everybody, but the black kids know other people. To be like, oh, you know Q? I don't know Q. I know he go here because there's only like 10 of us.
Yeah. Our circle is really small, but at the same time, it's still 60,000 students at UF at any given time on campus at any given time, so you miss each other all the time. It's still maybe 10,000 black students at UF. I don't know 10,000 people, so I don't,
I got 5,000 friends on Facebook, and I know them all.
Well,
and we talk every day.
Yeah.
You know 5,000 people?
No, I don't know 5,000.
I don't know 100 people. I don't feel like it. I'm so serious. Like when people, like when a surplus of people like
my pictures. Are we talking about family? Because my family's pretty big on both sides, but other than that,
I think I know 5,000 people.
I don't know 5,000. But you know what? I'm also not a networker, so I'm not somebody that I'm not. You know what? I'm struggling with that. I'm not as outspoken as people may think, but I'm great at public speaking. I love to do it. I'm fine with speaking in a room full of people, but those one-on-one conversations, I gotta hand my business card and offer my services and tell you what businesses I have. I'm just not good at it. I'm trying to hire somebody to be a business development person for my company, because I'm more of a creative, so I like to sit in my room in my office and just like get on my computer and do my work.
Speaking of creative, have you thought about you and Caitlin kind of joining forces? And because Y'all, I just love the dynamic of you guys' friendship, and I think her because seeing her walk and then seeing you stride behind her, I was just like,
Caitlin can really walk.
I was surprised because you know how you get that. You know, she's like that dingy girl. Da, 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 da.
She's not.
But when she got in her,
she's not dingy. She's really funny.
But like when on the show, like she couldn't cook, and then
she cannot cook.
Right. So when
cooking's pretty hard.
Comes off as dingy. But when they put her in her element, I was like, yes, God, come through.
Yeah,
so have you guys thought about joining forces and
we've been playing with like a Nashay and Kaylin road trip, like just fun stuff that people would on E would tune into. I don't know that any of it will be fleshed out. Kaylin is extremely dedicated to her husband, and he's in the Dominican Republic, and so she's not even here most of the time. So I can't see her a lot. We don't hang out as much, but we text off. Like she texted me right before I came here, because we're still involved with each other. Like every time her YouTube videos, and hopefully she'll keep going with it, but she has her YouTube beauty blog that comes out now, and she teaches people. She did her makeup every time you saw her on camera. Most of the time, except for our promo or like when we knew we were going to be on camera. But reality is a lot of last minute scenes, but she would do her own makeup, and she's amazing at it. So we all were encouraging her to kind of start her blog. I think it would be fun to get us to do something together. I just don't know what it would be.
And that'll be good for her putting her foot in the door with hosting. her doing her YouTube videos.
She needs to really like kick that up, because she would be really good at it. I think she.
And you'll be really good at walking and teaching. You know, you got that friend that be pushing somebody else, and you know you got to get in there and be like, no, but you'll be good.
Don't give yourself enough
exactly.
time.
Oh, I did say that.
Yeah.
I told you that. I don't want to say it's over for me. It's not over. It's
definitely. Look at you.
No, well, I'm okay. So I was telling your best friend out there, I used to be 128 pounds. At my smallest, I was 126, and I'm 5'9". That's very, very small. That's model weight. That's like model size. I'm not that size anymore, and I used to be okay with the rejection when I was that size, because I get it. Sometimes you don't want a black girl. Sometimes my thighs are too big, no matter what weight I am. I get that. But now, after 2 children and 5 businesses and a husband, and I'm 32 years old, it's just not the same.
But what about the business side of it?
I don't know.